Kate and her husband John are on their way to the hospital because she's about to give birth. They take her to the delivery room while John stays behind to fill out some forms. Suddenly, Kate starts bleeding heavily. She wakes up inside the operating room, surrounded by doctors and nurses, but her husband still isn't there. Something feels wrong, and when she asks the nurse what's happening, the nurse tells her the baby didn't make it. You're watching CineDigest, and this is Movie Recapped. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome stories. Kate can't believe it. John suddenly walks in and starts filming the delivery like nothing's wrong. The nurse hands Kate the dead baby, and she screams in horror, then wakes up. It was just a nightmare. She gets out of bed, goes to the bathroom, looks at the scar on her stomach, and takes a sedative. The next day, she's at a therapy session. Dr. Browning tells her the nightmares are normal after the trauma of losing a baby. Kate asks if the dream could be about that, or maybe because they're about to adopt a child soon. She's not sure if she's ready. She tells the doctor she almost bought alcohol, but the doctor points out the important thing is she didn't. She also tells Kate the adoption decision has to come from her. Later, Kate picks up her daughter Max, who's hearing impaired, from school. While driving, she gets distracted for a moment at a red light and almost gets into an accident. That night, Kate's playing piano when a loud noise interrupts her. She goes upstairs and finds Max throwing a basketball at the wall. Kate snaps at her, and Max apologizes. John comes home with their son Daniel, and the three of them start playing and laughing together. That night, Kate tucks Max into bed. The little girl asks her to read a story about the baby that died, and if they'll be getting a new sister soon. Before bed, Kate takes another pill and talks to John about adoption. She tells him she's made up her mind. They're doing it. A while later, they visit the orphanage. Sister Abigail greets them and lets them meet the kids. Kate stays on the first floor while John goes upstairs. He hears a little girl singing and goes to check. The girl's name is Esther. She's painting and tells him a strange story about herself. Kate and Sister Abigail join them, and Esther says no one talks to her because she's different. The couple really likes her and asks about her background. Sister Abigail explains she's from Russia and that her family died in a fire. She assures them the girl is very sweet. Kate agrees, and 3 weeks later, they return to take her home. In the car, Kate teaches her sign language. When they get home, Max is thrilled to see them. Esther introduces herself and asks Kate how much Max can hear. Kate tells her she can hear enough to read lips. Inside, they find John's mother, Barbara, and Daniel waiting. That night, everyone gives Esther welcome gifts, except Daniel, who looks jealous, especially when Esther hugs John tightly. Later, Daniel hangs out in his treehouse with his friends, flipping through magazines. Meanwhile, Esther and Max are playing in the snow when Kate rushes out yelling at them not to. In the meantime, Daniel is playing with a paintball gun and hits a bird. Esther and Max walk over, and Esther hands him a rock, telling him to finish it off. When he refuses, she does it herself. Later, she goes to take a bath. Kate walks into her room to put away laundry and finds an old Bible in the drawer with a man's picture inside. At school, Daniel and his friends make fun of Esther. When she drops her books, one girl picks up the Bible and tries to look at it, but Esther screams at her. Later, Kate teaches her to play piano and asks about what happened at school, but Esther refuses to talk. She gives her a photo album she made for her, and Esther asks about the baby that died. Kate tells her the story and shows her the flowers where they scattered the ashes. After dinner, Kate and John think the kids are asleep and start getting intimate in the kitchen, but suddenly, Esther appears. The next day, Kate tries to talk to her about it, but Esther coldly says she knows everything and even uses a swear word. Kate tells John they should take her to a therapist, but he refuses, saying she's overreacting. John takes the girls to the park, where a neighbor starts flirting with John. Meanwhile, the same girl who was bullying Esther shows up, and when she goes down the slide, Esther suddenly pushes her, breaking her leg. Max sees the whole thing. That night, John asks what happened, and Max says the girl just fell. Before dinner, Esther prays and Max copies her. She understands sign language better than Daniel, who starts mocking her, so John punishes him and locks the treehouse. Later, Kate takes the girls to the store. Sister Abigail calls her on the phone. Esther refuses to talk, so Kate takes the call and tells Abigail what's been happening. Max reads her lips and relays everything to Esther. That night, Esther plays piano perfectly, which shocks Kate. She asks why she pretended not to know how, and Esther says, "I did it for you." That night, Kate and John argue about her, and the fight gets heated. Esther overhears them and smiles. The next day, Sister Abigail visits the house. She tells the parents she suspects something is wrong with the girl and that she may have hurt other kids before. Esther overhears this and tells Max they have to stop the bad lady from taking her away. Kate starts to believe Abigail might be right, but John thinks she's exaggerating. The therapist meets with John and says she doesn't think there's anything wrong with Esther, that the problem is Kate herself, who feels like a failed mother and is projecting that onto Esther. John believes her. At that moment, Esther tells Max to look for the treehouse keys, but instead, she used them to open John's safe and take out his gun. She empties all the bullets except one, points it at Max, and terrifies her. Meanwhile, Sister Abigail is driving her car. Esther takes Max with her to a bridge and tells her they're going to scare the lady so badly she'll never come back. When Abigail's car approaches, Esther pushes Max onto the road. She swerves to avoid her, crashes the car, and runs out to check on Max, who's crying, but suddenly, Esther hits her with a hammer. She forces Max to help move the body off the road, and when they realize Abigail's still alive, Esther finishes her off with the hammer. Then she goes to the treehouse, where Esther hides the bloody clothes and hammer and tells Max they'll lock her up too because she helped. Then she says she loves her. At that moment, Daniel sees them climbing down from the treehouse, and Esther notices he saw her too. That night, she sneaks into his room with a scalpel and threatens to kill him if he tells anyone. The boy is so scared, he wets himself. John and Kate take Esther to see Dr. Browning, who talks to them while Esther waits outside. The doctor tells them the girl is fine, that the real problem is Kate, who feels inadequate as a mother and is projecting that onto Esther. John agrees. After they return home, Kate gets a call from the orphanage. Sister Abigail's been missing since yesterday. The police start searching for her and eventually find her body where Esther left it. A detective calls Kate and John, saying there are no suspects yet. Meanwhile, Esther sits in her room, turning her aquarium light on and off, revealing a creepy painting of the family and house. Kate starts researching online about children with disorders and shows John her findings, but he still refuses to believe her. She says she's done seeing Dr. Browning and decides to call the Russian orphanage Esther came from. But when she does, she finds out there's no record of any child by that name before she came to America. The next day, John wakes her up to take Esther to the dentist, but she refuses, so he promises to reschedule. They spend the day painting together, and Esther tells him she feels like Kate doesn't love her. Meanwhile, Kate is driving the kids to school and asks them about Esther, but they lie and say she's never done anything wrong. That night, Esther walks into the kitchen and tells Kate she's made her a surprise. She hands her a bucket full of flowers, the same ones planted over her dead daughter's ashes. Kate snaps, grabs her roughly, and John steps in, blaming himself for what happened. Later that night, Esther goes to the garage and deliberately breaks her own arm. She screams for John, who finds her crying, and it really looks broken. After they come back from the hospital, he lays her in their bed. When Kate walks in, he accuses her of hurting the girl, but Kate insists she didn't grab her that hard. Later, Kate goes out and buys 2 bottles of wine. She drinks a little, but pours the rest down the sink. The next morning, while she's dropping the kids at school, Daniel's backpack rips. When she gets out to help him, Esther shifts the car into gear with Max still inside. Kate runs after it through the snow until it finally stops. That night, Dr. Browning visits the house. Kate swears she parked the car and that Max is covering for Esther. John finds the second bottle of wine Esther discovered, and the doctor tells Kate she's reserved a spot for her in rehab. Kate tries to explain the truth, but no one believes her. John says she has 1 week to go or he'll leave and take the kids. Meanwhile, Esther threatens Max, saying she'll kill her mother if she talks. Later, Daniel sneaks into Max's room and she tells him about Abigail and the treehouse. He decides to go get the evidence himself, but Esther overhears him. That night, Kate wakes up and quietly goes into Max's room. Suddenly, Esther turns on the light. They argue, and Esther shows her the notebook she's been writing in, revealing she's been reading Kate's diary. Kate struggles to stay calm and not lose control. The next day, Kate calls the orphanage again. When she still finds nothing, she searches Esther's room, finds her Bible hidden inside a stuffed toy, and inside are pictures of men and the words Sarn Institute. She looks it up online and calls the number she finds, only to learn it's not an orphanage, but a psychiatric hospital. Meanwhile, Daniel sneaks out of the house and heads to the treehouse to find the evidence. Esther follows him, pours gasoline all over and sets it on fire while he's still inside. She locks him in and he screams for help while Kate is busy investigating Esther's past. Daniel climbs up toward the roof, but the wood breaks and he falls hard to the ground. Esther goes to kill him with a rock, but Max pushes her away and Kate arrives just in time. Daniel's still alive and they rush him to the hospital. The doctor says he has a serious neck injury and might not remember what happened. Esther starts panicking. Kate tells John what she's discovered, but he still doesn't believe her. Meanwhile, Esther sneaks into Daniel's hospital room and tries to suffocate him with a pillow. Max sees her and runs to get help. The alarm goes off and the doctors save Daniel at the last second. Kate confronts Esther and slaps her, but the nurses grab Kate and sedate her. She misses an important phone call. When she wakes up, she asks about Daniel and begs John not to let Esther near Max. That night, Max takes off her hearing aid as her dad tucks her in. Esther sneaks into her room, steals the hearing aid, and tells her goodnight. John goes downstairs for a drink. Then Esther comes down wearing makeup and an adult dress, sits next to him and starts kissing him. He pulls away, shocked, and tells her he doesn't love her that way, that he's calling the orphanage tomorrow. Esther goes to her room crying. Meanwhile, Kate gets a call from a doctor at the Sarn Institute. He tells her to get her family out immediately and call the police. He explains Esther isn't a child. She's a grown woman with a hormonal disorder that makes her look like a little girl. He says she was a dangerous patient at the hospital with scars on her wrists and neck from restraints, and that she's killed at least 7 people. Kate is horrified and rushes home. At the same time, Esther destroys her room and wipes off her makeup, revealing her adult face. John goes to check on her and finds the walls covered in disturbing drawings. Kate calls him while driving, but the power cuts out before he answers. John grabs a flashlight and searches the house. Suddenly, Esther stabs him. He's still alive at first, but she keeps stabbing him until he dies. Max witnesses it, and Esther goes after her. Kate crashes her car into the house, runs inside, and heads upstairs. She finds her husband dead and starts searching for Max. She checks the bathroom, but Esther attacks her with a gun. Kate escapes and hides outside the window. Max hides in the yard as Esther approaches her. Kate sees them through the glass roof. Esther fires again, but Max dodges, and Kate crashes through the glass, landing on her. Moments later, Max wakes Kate up. Kate grabs her, takes the gun, and carries her out into the woods. Police arrive at the house, but Esther's nowhere to be found. Suddenly, she runs after them with a knife. They both fall on a frozen lake and start fighting, with Esther attacking nonstop. Max fires the gun, breaking the ice, and both fall into the freezing water. They struggle underwater until Kate overpowers her. As Kate climbs out, Esther grabs her and begs her not to let her die, but Kate kicks her in the face, sending her back under. Esther sinks and finally disappears into the icy water. And that's the end of today's movie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CineDigest for more amazing stories with movie recapped.